maybe 10 feet from the curb, and the fire is now 20 feet from me. So it just goes to show how quickly this is moving, even though the winds have died down. They may have 2 suspects right now in custody involved in that armed robbery. It actually happened at a check cashing store just down this way, but I want to take you over here. There's no damage to the building, not even a window broken, but you can tell it came pretty close. But it did take down this fence right here. Casey Beckham is inside the third. Excuse me, now you can hear right now, actually, they appear to be firing some sort of tear gas into the window as I speak. They seem to be doing it about every 5 minutes. But again, Casey Beckham is inside the 3rd-story apartment in one of these buildings. This is the Whitworth Arms. There you hear another shot. Now, the mechanic told me that when he got underneath that SUV yesterday, he knew something was seriously wrong. He was more shocked than scared.
Doing this 10 years. That's the first time I've seen anything like that.
Right around lunchtime at the Quick Lube off Highway 95 in Coeur d'Alene Tuesday, mechanic Josh Young made quite a discovery, a 12-inch pipe bomb installed under an SUV.
Shock. It was like, are you kidding me? This black stuff here is like electrical tape. They've taped it to a magnet and stuck it to the inside of the frame rail.
Young says he took this picture of the pipe bomb and sent it to the FBI. Police were called, then he moved the fuses himself to keep it from going off.
Just kind of tied the fuses away from the exhaust so they wouldn't touch the exhaust and get hot and, and ignite.
The crew then pushed the SUV out of the shop. The bomb squad removed it and detonated the pipe bomb. Turns out the SUV belongs to Edgar Steele, a former Aryan Nations lawyer now accused of plotting to kill his wife and his mother-in-law. His wife reportedly drives the SUV. Court documents show Steele hired Larry Fairfax to make 2 pipe bombs and place one under Steele's wife's SUV. She'd been driving around with the bomb ready to go off for 2 weeks. Young can't believe it.
And by the grace of God, it didn't go off.
And to play off of what happened yesterday, the owner told me he put up this sign, "We do thorough inspections." The owner says he was incredibly proud by the way that Young handled the entire situation. It looks like this pickup truck just came barreling off of the road here, tore through this fence, busted down the shed, and then continued through the yard, leaving the kind of damage that looks like a tornado came through here.
It was an incredibly loud explosion. It moved us on the sofas.
Sandy Sanis ran outside of her house when she heard what she thought was a bomb go off. She says as the smoke cleared, it sure looked that way.
Kind of took us a second there to realize what had happened. And then we did hear moaning. There were 2 people that had been ejected that were in the yard.
Witnesses say a white truck was going upwards of 80 miles an hour when it blew through a stop sign at 16th and Progress, clipped a car, then sailed off of the road, destroying everything in its path. It ended up in this yard. Twin brothers Brian and Kenton Kovaric were ejected from the vehicle, both seriously hurt. Sanis tried to help them.
Never really seen something like that, and it's we just hope they're okay.
The pickup truck came to rest just 10 feet from the family's back porch. You can still see these huge ruts in the ground left behind by the tow truck as it tried to drag the vehicle out of here.
We gathered these so far, but they've been scattered around the yard.
Neither of the brothers admits to driving. Deputies say both of them were drinking. Today, beer cans still litter the yard. Sanis says it's dangerous to walk through her yard barefoot.
This kind of stuff, which looks like came maybe from the shed.
What concerns you the most? Is it the shotgun shells?
No, actually it's the nails from the fence that just seem to just shoot everywhere. I'm finding them all over here.
Sanis doesn't know what from her shed is salvageable. Right now, she's just thankful her family is all right.
Still kind of surreal to come back out at the light of day and see it all again.
It just shot out, and it shot 4 feet in the air, and it ran for 6.5 hours under the home and out.
Rhonda Ellenwood describes what it was like to watch raw sewage flow inside her home.
It was just flowing out of the toilets and, onto the kitchen floor over my mother's feet. She was standing right in the middle of it, and it was human feces just flowing out.
I was there, standing there when I was going to take my medicine, and all of a sudden it just come gushing out.
Miller says she was barefoot at the time and almost threw up at the stench. Ellenwood says the backup happened when the local water district capped a main line, although the district hasn't confirmed that. While a crew was sent in for a deep cleaning, Ellenwood says the insurance company for the Fernwood Water and Sewer District put her family of 4 up in this camper. It's been almost 3 weeks, and the family is trying to stay positive, but says that it's tough in tight quarters. Ellenwood only goes inside her house to do laundry because she says the house still smells, and she worries it's unhealthy.
But this is where it had flowed down into that heat duct and into that, just flooded this all out. This was totally full of human waste. It was totally full. You see they took the sheetrock out of there. There was human feces all over in this tub also, like the other tub. And see the drain? And that down there is where that's human feces, and they say this is clean. That's gross.
Ellenwood wanted answers, and tonight she got them. Just after we left, she received an email from an environmental engineer who was sent in to test the walls and floors of her home. Several areas in and outside the house show very high levels of E. coli and other bacteria, proving residue of sewage remains inside the home.
This is a hazard to anybody if they wanted to walk in this. That's what I was told. This is not the way to do it. They need to come in and dig it all off, get it all out of here, and do it right.
Yeah, this is Jennifer's practicing field. She has worked at Subway for 10 years, and after all of that sandwich making, it lands her at #1 in the world.
How are you doing?
The sweet smell of success fills this Subway restaurant. It's home to the fastest hands in the business.
It's a very good feeling, exciting, very excited. Is the shredded cheese okay for you?
Jennifer Underwood beat out everyone in Spokane to compete with 144 sandwich artists from around the world at the Subjammers competition in Chicago. She slid into first place, taking over last year's champ by 0.2 of a second.
They try to outbeat me, I guess, on the sandwich line.
It's been a few weeks since the competition, so we wanted to see if Jennifer's gotten a little rusty, so I brought my stopwatch along to time her and see just how fast she can make a sandwich right now. Ready, set, go. Jennifer slams the turkey, cheese, veggies, oil, salt, and pepper, wraps it all up, and is done.
What was it?
33 seconds. Well, that's before any penalties are assessed. We sat down with her as she checked her work.
I'm short one pickle, so I probably get docked on that. Cucumbers are good. There's 6 there. That's probably a 6 to 8 or 6 to 9 penalty sandwich.
That brings her total time to about 39 seconds, which still blows her old record of 45.3 seconds out of the water. Now she's a local celeb. So how does it feel to have your sandwich made by the fastest hands in the world?
It's great. She's been doing this for quite a few years, and every year she gets better and better and better.
We're just so proud of her, and it's such an exciting time back there in Chicago when they announced that she won.
And did you want yours toasted?
Jennifer says she'll get plenty of practice at work over the next year to improve her score.
Yeah, I'm going to San Francisco next year to defend my title.
And the talk among the customers today has been who is the fastest sandwich eater in the world. Of course, that competition doesn't exist, but if it did, I would enter it.
KREM 2 News at 5 starts now.
It's going to heat up and dry out as we approach the 4th of July. That's a welcome change from today's afternoon showers. A man accused of trying to rob the downtown Spokane Macy's store will be a little sore this weekend. 39-year-old William Isaacs was hit by a car while trying to run from River Park Square security. Police say a security guard tried to stop him, but he didn't yield to a vehicle at Stevens and Riverside and got hit. He is expected to recover, but will face robbery charges. We have an update this evening on a Spokane murder investigation. Police found the vehicle today of a murdered 39-year-old man. Hikers found William Picard's body Wednesday morning underneath the Sunset Drive Bridge. So far, police haven't made any arrests. The husband of a missing Clarkston woman will not go to trial next week in North Idaho on gun charges. Instead, Charles Capone will have a plea hearing Tuesday afternoon in U.S. District Court. He faces 1 charge of felony gun possession. That could mean a 10-year jail sentence if convicted. The 48-year-old is also a person of interest in his wife's disappearance. Rachel Anderson went missing in April. Lab results are just starting to come back from her SUV, which was later found in Lewiston. A North Idaho woman charged with having sex with a 14-year-old will serve 2 years probation. It's part of a plea deal for Summer Hughes. The 29-year-old didn't have to admit to the crime as part of the deal. Police say Hughes was hired to babysit the victim back in 2007. A Spokane jury will hear testimony on Monday, July 12th for a 2008 double murder. Jury selection wrapped up today for the trial of Justin Crenshaw. He's already pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder. Crenshaw is accused of stabbing 18-year-old Sarah Clark and 20-year-old Tanner Pell to death with a sword. Investigators say Crenshaw then set the crime scene on fire. A Spokane woman was released from jail today after allegedly causing a bizarre accident that seriously injured a Spokane police officer. 52-year-old Susan Troyer is charged with felony hit and run. Police say that she crashed into a telephone pole, forcing a power line to come down and clothesline a motorcycle officer. His neck was caught in the lines, leaving marks behind. We got a hold of the charging documents, which reveal Susan Troyer may have taken Xanax before driving. Police say witnesses say that she appeared unbalanced and confused at the scene. One witness also says he heard her say, "I have to get out of here." He says that she attempted to grab her purse and leave the scene, but the witness blocked her from leaving. The documents also say Troyer claimed her brakes went out, causing that accident. And we have confirmed that Troyer is the wife of the police chief at Spokane International Airport. Pete Troyer is his name. He was in court today but declined an interview. A Lewiston worker died Wednesday when he fell into a large pulp vat. Police are still looking into John Bergman's death at the Clearwater Paper Company. Investigators say he fell onto a conveyor belt, and that belt then carried him into the pulp vat where he was burned. A manager freed Bergman and tried to revive him. Business is picking up this weekend in the Gulf Coast. The white sand beaches normally lure the most tourists from May through August. Now, thanks to hundreds of little leaguers, the coastal hotels are packed. The Global Baseball World Series is happening right now. That's got hotels booked with 250 teams who planned their trips months ago.
We had looked at the site before we came, and at that time they said the beaches were open.
I was hoping we could go in the ocean, but since the oil spill, we couldn't go in there.
The oil spill has businesses desperate for the influx of people. The tournament goes for 2 weeks. It is expected to bring 10,000 people to resort towns and pump millions of dollars into the economy. And there's a new Toyota recall tonight. The automaker is trying to fix the faulty engine in 270,000 vehicles. The government is also investigating possible steering problems in the Mazda 3. That's vehicles made from 2007 to 2009. The BMW Z4 is also having a similar problem. At this point, the Mazdas and the BMWs are not being recalled. And get your passport now before prices go up. Starting later this month, passports will cost $135. That's a $35 increase. The government says the increase covers operating costs of overseas agencies. And next at 5 o'clock, the economy is taking another hit tonight as U.S. Census jobs end, adding more people to the unemployment line. Plus, not everyone's putting down their cell phones as Washington state troopers write hundreds of tickets. And thousands are celebrating this weekend with a bang as fireworks mark America's independence. You're watching KREM 2 News at 5.